Hey, everybody, welcome to the Hoot Hobbs Show. I am your host, Hoot Hobbs. With me, as always, Mr. BT, Brennan Torres.
Hey.
Okay, so let's just get straight into it. This past weekend, you and I, we both spent a weekend in the woods.
You sure did.
So, how did yours go?
Mine went pretty great. It was nice to escape reality, to head out to, get back in touch with nature, even though I'm going to be real with you. I spend most of the time in cabin. But we went to a little cottage out in Worcester, and it was beautiful. But my wife, she got poison ivy or something up there. I definitely think either ivy or oak, but she got it all over her body, and she's been miserable since we got home. So while the weekend was wonderful, she's been suffering since, and I hate it for her.
Oh, yeah, no doubt. Yeah, so kind of what we were talking about is my homeboy who works for me has a lawn care business. He found this stuff at I don't know, I just like poison ivy pills is what he calls it. But it does have like something about poison ivy on it. He takes the stuff like all the time, and he says it's just the best. He doesn't have to put the calamine lotion on any of that.
So you could get it at like Walgreens?
Yeah. He said he just goes like to Walmart, Walgreens, just over the counter place, generic place, grabs it.
Well, damn, I was just at Walgreens. I didn't even think about
it. Yeah. Might have to look into it, man. At least you don't have to, like I said, you don't have to walk around with calamine lotion all over you. So
I don't know. I enjoyed the oatmeal baths and the calamine lotion.
Yeah. And then
taking some Benadryl, getting zonked out.
Yeah. I don't know, just get a little weird after my oatmeal bath,
I can only take one Benadryl, though. If I take two, I fall asleep and I wake up with a hangover like I've been drugged.
Yeah. I've actually heard of a lot of people who have side note, let me tell you a story about this. I have a very good friend of mine. I will not mention his name, but I have a very good friend of mine who used to do every drug known to man. Okay? Like all the drugs. Benadryl will wipe him out. I'm talking like you're talking about 2 Benadryl. The next day, he's, It's like, what are you doing? He's like, I'm so tired. Why? I took 2 Benadryl. I'm like, what are you talking about? But he does, man. Does the same thing to him.
Yeah, it has an effect on me where, like I said, I can take one and it's like I didn't take anything. And then I can take 2 and then I get drowsy. But then when I wake up, I have a hangover effect. And It's bad. It's heavy the next day. I feel bad the next day. I'm like that, that horse that Sean William Scott Stifler drugged in at Old School.
Yeah. That's it. That's a good reference, bro. Yeah, that's good. So yeah. So anyway, I also spent a weekend in the woods. I say in the woods. I mean, it was a wooded area. I guess went to an RV park, but we took the camper out and backed it in to a spot and just set up. Man, it was nice. It was a nice weekend. The kids enjoyed it. We stayed here local. Couldn't find a spot anywhere else, so we went to just a local spot. But man, it was nice. It was enough to get unplugged, and it was good.
Did you get to do a little bit of camping though? That was what was nice. Get out there in the woods and get away from. Well, you don't live by anything real big anyway, so.
Yeah, I would say it's just getting away from the house, just getting away from. Because I take on a lot of responsibilities at my house too, just because there's a lot of upkeep.
True. But your house is it's your sanctuary, but it's also a place where we do a lot of work.
Right. So just being able to get away,
including this podcast.
Do what?
I said including this podcast.
Yeah. I mean, I do all kinds of stuff out of this place, man. My many hobbies and professions and everything else, I guess. more hobbies than professions. I'm not sure I'm professional in anything, but
Got to be professional in something.
Yeah, well, I mean, I do get
the jack of trades.
Yeah. The jack of all trades is a master of none, but it's what is it? The better to be a jack of all trades than a master of one.
Yeah,
something like that. I don't know. I probably butchered that saying, but whatever. It doesn't matter. Hey,
Master Puppets, something about Metallica.
Yeah, what was that? That was like a Bob Dylan song I was quoting, right? I don't know.
Ironically, the Master of Puppets reference brings us all the way back to Frank the Tank, so we can proceed.
Yes, Frank the Tank. Old School's a great movie.
It is. It's a lot of fun. Definitely recommend it on the Millennial Watch Night.
Yes,
we still got to do that. We
got
to watch our teen movies that have pop punk fans in there for no reason, like Scotty Doesn't Know.
Yeah, man. Bro, that's good. A millennial movie night.
We pick a movie that is like something from our childhood, Well, our teenhood.
Yeah, like, well, I mean, not another teen movie.
Not another teen. I'm gonna make you watch Clueless because I'm old.
Clueless?
Make you watch Clueless because I'm old. Yeah.
Oh yeah, bro. Hey, you act like I haven't seen Clueless. Alicia Silverstone and Paul Rudd, a young Paul Rudd.
Right.
But it's crazy. I know that. Yeah, I actually know that movie. Yeah, my sister. You got to remember, I had an older sister, so Clueless.
Bro, she bridged the gap in the age.
Oh yeah, I mean, I'm the youngest.
Sheesh, I hope you don't hear this. Calling her out like that. It said, "Sheesh, I hope she don't hear this." Us calling her out like that.
Yeah. Talk about how much older than me she is. She's considerably. In fact, I'll even say she's 38. She's 38 years old.
Watch it, bro. I'm 36. 37.
Well, I know, but I just turned. A week ago today, as a matter of fact, I turned 34. So,
yes. Happy birthday, sir.
Thank you. But so check this out, man. We've talked about several things that didn't. Well, I guess it did make it onto the podcast, but technical difficulties, which seem to plague us. But hey, you know what? Who cares?
We're getting the hang of this remote thing, regardless. It's not going anywhere. This is still the way we aim to do things. That way, we can start taking the show to y'all. That's what I'm excited to do. Is whenever we get a chance to take this show on the road, you and I get to set up this laptop somewhere. You set up your stuff, and we just do this. Yeah,
I would say that's what I'm saying, man. And that's kind of what I want to talk about. Is like, and I think in the near future, I want to. I have clearance from the owners and the management at Greenleaf Labs to do a podcast there if we wanted to. We could talk about the cannabis industry in Oklahoma and that kind of stuff. I don't know. It's just
great, fantastic. Because I mean, and we can get they can't do anything of us putting it on a podcast.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So, and I thought it'd be cool.
Our podcast tagged for not for children.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. We are not for children. We're not for children, but
you're not gonna find anything on here that's gonna corrupt your child. The only thing is we also don't have a point because we're not your child's role model. We're not trying to raise your child. We're just a couple of guys, talking.
Hey, look, I'm a dad, but I'm not your baby daddy. And, well, I don't know if it's Jenny from the block, then I'm your baby daddy, but you're also my wife, so there's that. Anyway, so yeah, I'm excited about doing that. I do want to go out on the road and hang out with some cool people and get to have some different conversations. Why we wouldn't have this conversation for any other reason than the fact that we're there with these people, so let's have it,
Right, exactly. I would like to also have that environment where maybe we can find somebody else that wants to join in, hop on third mic, and we can do some Q&A, ask some questions, see what pick their brain on some stuff, because that's what we're about. Is we enjoy having these conversations, but we let the conversations take us where we're going. We don't come up with this stuff beforehand. Are you kidding?
Well, God, first off, if I put a lot of thought and made this a script and this is how it was delivered, Yikes. That's bad, man. But, baby, when you know it rolls off the temple, that's what I'm saying, man. But if they know it rolls off the temple, then in that case, maybe it is kind of smooth. I don't know.
Maybe it's genius. If it
maybe.
No, that's what they say about Ye.
Damn it. I don't know if that's a
bad comparison. Bad comparison.
Yeah. It's like, man, who's a genius, bro? He's like Kanye. I'm like, no, well, hold on. Let's not. Shh. I don't want to be that kind of genius.
Life of Pablo Kanye.
Oh, okay. Kudos.
He's on one.
Oh, man.
He made that famous.
I don't even know where I was going with any of this now. I'm completely abandoned ship. I had things. I had stuff. Oh yeah, I was talking about this. A whole thing that got us on this was like, I know that there's been technical difficulties and we've missed a few weeks. We've made shows that haven't made it up. It is what it is. However, we're here now. And I'm going to catch you up on this. I think that Jimmy Butler could be the pound-for-pound greatest playoff basketball player in the history of basketball. I also believe that he is, in fact, the offspring of Michael Jordan. I think that he will, in fact, win a ring this year. And I hate that for one reason only.
Because he was traded for Zach LaVine?
Well, okay. Yeah. Okay. That was a deep cut.
He was only 27 years old.
I know, but see, that was a deep cut, and I mean that both in the fact that you went back a ways, and it hurt me deeply. It cut me, and I was going to say with the more present, I would like to see Jokic win a ring because I do think that he's earned it. But golly, man, he's traded for Zach LaVine, though. You're right, and that goes to show incompetence. Okay, I know.
That was the Garpax. That was the previous regime, but still.
Yeah.
Jimmy Butler for Zach LaVine. I understand they got Zach LaVine and some prospects, and Zach LaVine turned out to be an all-star, but Jimmy Butler may be a Hall of Famer.
Yeah, I think so. Man, I'm gonna stay away from that. Jimmy Butler
from homeless to NBA champion. Quite a story.
Yeah, man. That's an awesome story, man. Jimmy Butler, man. I hope he wins.
Not knowing his dad.
Well, yeah, I mean, like most kids knew who he was.
All I know is he's out there sunning Joker.
Is that their what?
He's out there sunning Joker.
Oh yeah. See, and that
not really. Joker's still getting his. It's just,
look, Nikola Jokic is gonna get his. That dude is too good. I mean, the argument could have been made about another MVP this year. I mean,
he looks like he's out there playing in flip flops, bro.
Yeah. Just chill.
It's like me at the arcade at the freaking pop shop machine, bro.
Yeah, just chill.
I'm wearing my slides and I'm just jacking it up, man.
Yeah.
Just making buckets.
Yeah. Every time it goes in, man, he hears cha-ching, cha-ching, cha-ching.
Elevation, Holmes.
So who do you got in the finals?
I'm still sticking with Miami. I've been with Miami since they took out our beloved Chicago Bulls because I have faith in Jimmy Butler and his performance. And I don't know, that Heat team seemed to be inspired by him. So it's quite a story considering where they came from. And everybody was trying to give LeBron James so much credit for guiding his crap team as far as he did.
Yeah.
Look what Buckets is about to do. So suck it, LeBron.
Yeah, that's right. LeBum. But no, I'm with you 100%. I think Miami's got this. I think Jimmy Butler, man, I'm telling you, it's fun watching him play. I mean, Jimmy Butler is one of those guys that I think for me, I don't have to be a Miami fan. I can be a Jimmy Butler fan. That dude he's fun to watch. It reminds you of
It was hard when he was in Philly, though. I mean, I still love Jimmy Butler, but it was hard when he was in Philly, though.
True.
Could have been worse. Could have been Ben Simmons.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, dude. I mean, and it's funny that you say that because, like, I actually had that same conversation with myself in the mirror the other day. Like, I was feeling down. I was a little depressed. I looked myself in the mirror. I was like, it could be worse, dude. You could be Ben Simmons. And I immediately felt better about me. So.
Yeah, all the millions of dollars can't buy you a backbone, I guess. Or a free throw.
Yeah, I would say, or just an elbow jumper or a layup.
Hey, let me say this. If I'm in a game right now, if I get put in an NBA game and they let me play long enough, I'm going to jack up probably at least 6 3-pointers just because I know I can't get close enough to make it. And the game is now 3, right?
Absolutely.
He's shot 5 in his career.
Yeah. I'm going to say I could shoot. I'll shoot 5 in a pickup game. What are you talking about?
Leave him wide open. He won't shoot the shot. He'll drive to the basket every time. And if you play for that drive, he'll miss it. And he won't play hard because he doesn't want to drive to the basket and draw a foul because he can't make the free throw shots.
Exactly. Well, he can't. Okay, he can't finish under contact after contact. He cannot finish after contact. Sorry, is what I was trying to spit out. My goodness, he can't shoot free throws. He can't shoot jump shots or 3-pointers. And if he has any pressure whatsoever, he can't make a layup. So,
Shaquille O'Neal
again how this dude plays.
Percentage. Shaquille O'Neal has a higher free throw shooting percentage.
Yes.
And it's not close. It's by double digits.
That's insane. That is insane. That's ridiculous as well.
Number 1 draft pick in 2017, 18, something like that?
Yeah, 2017.
Number 1 overall draft pick. The LeBron of that draft. Keep in mind, MJ wasn't the number 1 overall draft pick of the 84 draft. That was Hakeem Olajuwon.
Right. Yeah, well, but that was Hakeem Olajuwon.
Hakeem Olajuwon. And Houston didn't need Jordan when they already had that position filled with someone else. So They were thinking big man, and that's where they went. But, Jordan, he never held it against them or Portland, so.
Yeah, man. Whenever I got in my truck this morning, I turned on just randomly. I hit my my super mix, and first thing right out the gate, man, I heard Just Like This by Limp Bizkit, and I was like,
"An oldie but a goodie."
Yeah, man. And the thing is I've been trying to, I'm on the path of self-improvement and stuff right now. So I go to the gym. And I've been doing that for about, I started tomorrow I actually finished my 5th week. So of faith, going faithfully and everything, or religiously or however you'd want to say it, regularly. So, but yeah, man, I was on my way and jamming to Just Like This, man. Fred has a way of getting you ready to go, especially to the gym,
Especially that album, that one in particular, because, it started getting a little corny by the Chocolate Starfish album. Some of it's a rolling is a bit much. Yeah. That album in particular, Significant Other, there's something about the rage to it. There's something about the way that the DJ scratches mixed with Wes Borland's guitar riffs that are just insane.
Yeah.
And the heavy, and Fred's voice, say what you will about it, it's one of a kind, it's unique. It all went together at that time, so it's a good album. And if you go back and read the reviews of it at the time, everybody begrudgingly gave it credit.
Oh yeah, everyone loved it. Hey, look, what was the thing? I think we shared it once upon a time, but it was like the Captain Planet thing, but it was like rad guitar riffs. Awesome beats, conscious lyrics, whatever. Is like, by your musical taste combined, I am Limp Bizkit. I was like,
right. I think you were the one that shared that one, but you're exactly right. That Yeah, you combine all of that hip hop. The only ones who I can argue did it better were Linkin Park. They did it a little better because they mixed in the melody with it. So they had the rap, they had the melody, the breakdown, guttural screaming, angry angst. Nobody could out angst Chester.
No.
Guitar riffs. Now, I'll argue Wes Borland's guitar riffs over the guitarist for Linkin Park. His name's escaping my brain at the moment.
Yeah, I don't remember either.
I'll fill it in post or something. But
yeah.
Insert.
We won't. We'll forget. We only know Chester and Mike. That's all we know. And there's a guy named Phoenix. We don't know.
No. Yeah, there's that one guy. His name is
Brad Dilson.
You don't.
Sometimes it irritates me because I know I pull some of the topics we talk about out of my own head because I'm looking at something on the internet or I'm just thinking about something from when I was a kid, and I look it up myself. I find the video, I research it, we talk about it, and then 3 weeks later, Joe Rogan's talking about it.
Well,
we've talking about it.
Yeah, we've already had this discussion last summer that obviously Joe Rogan gets his ideas from our show. Obviously, that's what happens. There's no other explanation. So, my thing is this, Joe. Give me a hookup on nootropics. I'm interested in that.
Here.
You can't throw me a bone here. but seriously, I'm interested in nootropics. So send me that. But no cordyceps because I'm afraid they're going to turn me into a clicker.
And no alpha brain because he already overthinks everything as it is. He doesn't need to be any more woke.
Yeah, I'm very aware. People argue that you shouldn't do cocaine when you already have ADHD. Well, what do they know?
What do they know about it? Who said that?
Yeah, well, there's a shadow people in here. Sorry. It's like, it's been up for a while, buddy. You need to leave it alone.
Shut up. Marvin don't agree with you.
So, I guess I was going to tell you this. You have all. What is happening behind you? This is incredible stuff.
Try to put it back.
Why is it that now your actual room looks like it's a green screen backdrop? And I know that's your room. Whatever. Anyway, so check this out. I was thinking about this for our next episode. I wanted to go ahead and task you with it on one recording. That way, on the next recording, we could check back, right? So hear me out on this. This is something I kind of have an idea for the Dadly podcast that I am actually working on, even though it's not moving very fast. Anyway, so check this out. For next week, I want you to kind of think over the course of the week, and I want you to think of two things, all right? Number one, what's the one thing that, like, you know how all those times that you heard over, like when you was a kid, your mom or something would be like, I hope you have one just like you. I'm sure you've heard that at least once in your life. So, what I would say is, what's one thing that being a dad that your kid does that you know you did? And like, it drives you nuts, but you try to understand him and all that kind of stuff. But you know you can't go to your mom's with it. You know you can't say nothing to her. Because she's going to be like, yeah, he's just like you. I mean, I'm assuming a lot about your mom, but...
It's probably mostly behavioral shutting down. That's something that I know that I tend to do, and it's probably where he saw it happening, and I might do it subconsciously. But whenever you're getting in trouble, you emotionally withdraw, and you shut down, and you just go on autopilot.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Yeah. And you're agreeing, but you're also blocking out everything that they're saying. Just so you can proceed to move forward. Well, he is a master at that, and his patience is incredible because he will wait something out for days. So let me ask you this, though. I guess the question I'm getting at is, or I guess
is that an example of something that you did that he does that right now just drives you insane?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
It just irritates the hell out of me.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that was my whole thing. Is my it's not just one thing. Like, my daughter is me. She just is me made over. Just a little, just I mean, into everything, curious about everything, just ratchet jaw, non-stop talking and questions, and like, it just drives me nuts. And golly, man, she's the exact. I know I was the same. I'm still the same way. And so, like, she gets at me, and I'm like, bro, I'm getting ready to smack you.
I was gonna say, is she a shit talker? Because you've been a master shit talker your whole life.
Oh, bro, hey, she'll already like she has. Okay, I really try to pick my spots whenever I get the opportunity to smack talk at home. Try to make sure kids aren't around. So luckily she hasn't learned. Let's just say like, she hasn't learned how to have fun with insulting someone, right?
Oh yeah, the playful jest.
Right. So
Sarcasm.
Right. So right now, she's already learned how to be an 8th grader. Okay, like, she'll make fun of you, but like, she'll make fun of the part about you that you don't like. You know what I mean? Like, Dad, why do you have boobs? Excuse me? You know, I mean, yeah, these are questions that I was like, I'm gonna go to the gym. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna get in the gym because.
And here we are. You're over here
5 weeks into the gym.
Joe Rogan for supplements.
Yeah, I'm sitting here trying to pimp this show out for nootropics and other supplements from Joe Rogan. I'm trying to blackmail Joe Rogan with lies.
Well, fortunately, my son hasn't walked up to me and said, "Hey, Daddy, how come you have?"
Yeah, it's for real, man. I was like, well, okay. So I'll get real with you, though, about that. Is like, whenever, I guess, really, whenever about 2020, I guess, it's about the time that I moved into my house down here. And then, like, the week after we moved in, the world shut down. And it was like, oh, everything's super scary and stuff. And then it was like, oh, well, I still got to go to work. So I just, that's all I did was I'd go to work, but there was nothing else to do. So I'd come home, and you know what you do when you get bored? You start looking up all kinds of things. And what you stumble upon is recipes.
Sasquatch. Oh, wait, yeah, recipes.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that too, in fact, I actually have some Sasquatch recipes. So, and it's not how to cook squatch. It's actually recipes on how to cook things by Squatch. Anyway.
Oh, things that might lure a Squatch.
There you go. Yeah. Squatch things.
I was kind of hoping to find a Sasquatch this weekend. It never happened.
Did you walk out in the woods and scream, "Hey, you there?"
Nothing.
Man. Yeah, I always tell my kids, my wife, everything when we go camping. I'll be like, hold on a second. "Hey, you there?" She's like, "What are you doing?" I was like, "I'm making sure there ain't a Squatch in these woods." I did it, and my daughter was like, "What's a Squatch?" I was like, "That's fair." I was like, "A Bigfoot." And she's like, "What's that?" And I was like,
I feel that these kids and their "what is that" references. I had a new class start. I'm not cutting you off, but I had a new class start today or this Monday, and one of them, my class, is younger than the year I graduated.
Wait, was born after you graduated?
Yes.
When were they born?
04.
Oh, thank you.
And I have one that's born in 05.
You have one that was born in 05. Well, golly, that'd be 19. Well, I guess that'd be 18.
Yeah, he's straight out of high school. Meanwhile, we're his first job, which I'm hoping he gets to stay and stuff. But yeah, just these kids, they're just getting younger and younger, bro. Just wait, you'll turn around and yours will be 12, and she'll be sassing you about how old you are and how all your stuff's whack.
That's hurtful. Man, she already kind of talks about how all my stuff's whack.
And she's not feeling the filmy flow, and we got to learn them. We got to learn them.
Bro, hey, for real though, first off, my daughter has heard Naughty by Nature's filmy flow her entire life. And you know what she's always done since she's a little kid, till she's a cute little precious infant baby toddler child? She would sway and she would, she'd, you know what I'm saying? She'd make the noises and stuff. You know what she did the other day? Dad, can we change that? Squash me? Would you just
right there?
Yeah, a dagger to the heart. I was like, "What are you talking about? You squash me? What do you mean? What do you mean? What are you gonna do? What are you gonna listen to?" She's like, "She wants to listen to a song by Walker Hayes." I was like, "That's the fancy dude? Nah, bruh.
Ew.
So we settled for Hardy. It's not much better, but everyone tells me I'm the Wish version of this guy. So
compromise, I guess.
It's not much of a compromise, I promise. But it's one that I just switched it to the next song, and that's what was playing. And she was like, "That." And I was like, "All right, fine." I compromised a part of my soul whenever I changed the song. I understand this. You can put your look away.
Well, I understand. It's one time I'm on the car, and then all of a sudden, God, what is it? I can't remember it off the top of my head, but it's one of Snoop Dogg's songs that's not off the album Doggy Style. It starts with a skit, and the skit is very, very vulgar for something you don't want to hear a kid to hear. And I was talking to my wife, we were having a conversation, I didn't realize it was playing till about halfway through the skit, and I think my son's hearing this story about this pimp and this prostitute and this whole situation going down on crack, and I'm like up front just arguing with Ruthie, and yeah, no, epic dad fail. Caught that, stopped the song, put it on the kids' bop. But I mean, sheesh.
I'm telling you, bro. I like that's the main reason I've started listening to like country music again. Because for one, my wife listens to it, and that's what my daughter likes now. So, which I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, I don't mean to make it sound that bad, but. Because it's not. I mean, hey, so even some of the new stuff.
I did. Y'all, you can't see the look on his face when he's like, "I've been listening to country." That pause was the shiver that went down his spine as he said it.
No, I mean, yeah, a little bit. But like, I'm not against it.
You're not Keith Urban and Sugar Land and things. You're listening to some country music, right?
Yeah. I mean, the things that I would say, like, oh, if I'm listening to like country music, I don't know. I'd venture to say I'm probably listening to like, I don't know, Randy Travis or Alan Jackson or George Strait, Garth Brooks. But like, if someone's like, "Do you listen to like new country music?" I'll be like, "Oh yeah, that's like."
To me, that is new country. That's wild. Kenny Chesney and Alan Jackson and all that shit's new.
Well, the '90s stuff is what I'm. But I mean, you got to think. I was born in '89. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know, like real country. If you're talking about like real country, like Merle, Willie, all that kind of stuff.
I'm just saying, Montgomery Gentry was played at your 3rd birthday.
Oh my God! What? Montgomery Gentry was played at what?
Your 3rd birthday.
I don't know what that means, but okay.
I'm just saying, an old black country band from the '90s.
That is pretty bad. Now, I will say this: as far as like what you're talking about, real country, I consider Merle Haggard. It's Willie Nelson. It's I
agree.
I would say I am actually not going to back off George Strait though.
I'll give you credit on George Strait. I'll even give you Garth Brooks because of his crossover pop appeal. But yeah, I don't really get down with all of the popified country music, especially of modern times, just because I don't like the sound of it. But I also don't necessarily relate with it because I'm not. I don't identify as a Southerner, not in that aspect.
Right. Well, like as far as pop country goes, like the '90s stuff, like the corny shit, like I mean, I'm sorry, but Alan Jackson, Jimmy Butt, that kind of that's it was at least still. I know it's pop country, but it was still country. You know what I mean? This today is more like hip hop that you just have like a Southern accent. I mean, that's pretty much it. Like Morgan Wallen just like sounds like he drinks whiskey and smokes cigarettes all day and then wails into a microphone and girls just love it. So, I don't know.
Hey, I'm looking at the guitar in the corner here. Is that you say that's what's my ticket out?
Say it again.
I said I'm looking over here in the corner and I got a guitar in the corner. You're saying this is my way out?
Yeah, absolutely. Yes.
Singing corny, bad country songs over
yes.
a guitar or an acoustic guitar. Nice.
Yes. Yes. Now I will say this: as far as the modern stuff goes, Morgan Wallen I think is a pretty talented dude. He definitely has appeal. The ladies love him. My wife can't get enough of him.
And he's the N-word guy, right? He's the guy.
Oh,
That got in trouble.
Yeah. Well, they forgave that quick. But yeah, no, that's right. Yeah, boy, way to pour gas on the fire, Brandon. Yeah.
Well, I mean, there's a bunch of them. They get it with Michael Richards. Everybody's getting caught in it. Yeah.
I don't know if it like Trey Parker and Matt Stone can get away with it, but I don't know if we can. But could you take the audio clip of that episode where they all refer to Randy as the N-word guy? And just insert it there where every time we've said over the past 3 times now that we said N-word guy. Are we allowed to do that?
I don't think we get away with that one. Oh yeah, I don't think we get away with that one.
That's fair. We shouldn't then. That's fair. But just so you know, I was willing to. So yikes. Anyway, so going back, we you know me and you, we always stumble down a rabbit hole, but and kind of getting back on what I was talking about with the dadly thing. So that was one question I had for you. Is something what is something that you did as a kid that your kid does to you and drives you nuts? You gave me a good answer. Love it. And then the other one would be like kind of a little bit deeper question. Is could you tell me something that your kid has taught you? And I mean, I don't mean that, Legos hurt when you step on them. I mean, I learned that for myself as a kid. You know what I mean? But like, if you can put some thought into that, what's something that maybe not even, well, yeah, I mean, taught you. So maybe he taught you something about yourself, or I don't know.
Well, I guess he's taught me that I have a capacity to make a lot of compromises and capacity for loving someone else and something else bigger than I love myself. I didn't ever think that I necessarily was capable of fully doing that. I've always attempted to, I've always tried, but I've always felt like it's not the same. And now I get it. I understand that meaning of the selfless act. There's no hesitation. And now that, that goes everywhere across people that I love. But, I never truly understood it until my eyes opened when he was born and I was holding this little thing in my hand and I understood it.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think that's a big thing. I mean, that's a really big thing to learn, is that you could love something more than yourself. Because I mean, that's kind of shallow, I guess, because especially for me, because I should love my wife more than myself, and I do, but I guess before my kids came, I didn't know that I could love anyone. I didn't know I didn't know I had the capacity for love. The one you're talking about, I didn't know. And then like after my daughter was born, I thought, boy, I don't know if I could love another kid like I love this one. And then my son was born, and I was like, oh my gosh, I love that one just as much. I mean, it's just, and I think that was probably going to be my answer. It was the same as yours on that aspect, is getting taught that I had such a capacity for love, and being taught patience, and being taught forgiveness. And
I'm working on that one. I want to say those things, but I often fall short of it. So I can't truthfully say I can acknowledge that I'm a work in progress. I'm getting older. I'm getting wiser. I'm getting a little more calmer and more understanding. But I fail at those every day, and I myself have to admit some faults to even my son on some mistakes that I've made.
Well, but that's kind of the whole point that I'm getting at, though, is like, just because my kids have taught me patience doesn't mean that I'm a patient person. It just taught me that I needed patience. I mean, that's it's the old adage that if I pray to God for patience, He gives me opportunities to be patient. And it's the same thing with my kid. They gave me opportunities to be patient, and I'm still not very patient, but I'm trying to take every opportunity I can to learn it, right? I mean, it's the same thing. But anyway, and forgiveness, my kids are teaching me just as much as I have to forgive them as I have to forgive myself for being a jerk to my kids. Because we're all dudes and we all do jerk things, even to our kids. So
even when we don't mean to.
That's right. Even when we don't mean to. So I think that's something new that I'm trying to learn how to forgive. And believe me when I say I'm like, I'm just learning to forgive myself. No, I am learning that. That is a big thing for me to learn. But at the same time, I'm learning to forgive others, even if they haven't asked, even if they don't know that they've done anything wrong to me. If I'm not willing to confront it, then I have to let it go, and I have to forgive it, and I have to just walk away from it and allow it to have some peace. And that's what I'm working on in my life right now. So, and my kids help me with that a lot.
Food for thought. Fair enough. No, that's beautiful, man. That's what it's all about, and that's what we're all striving to be. We're striving to be that older, wiser, grown man that you look in the corner and you get a sense of comfort from just having his presence, because you know the wisdom that radiates and the kindness that radiates, because if that man is at peace, that's what we all strive for.
Yeah, that's it. And that's what I'm after. That's what it is, man. That's the goal. Peace is the goal. And I think it's kind of crazy how priorities shift too. I'm not trying to say like, over my years, hey man, I'm only 34. I don't know if maybe I have a leg up, maybe I'm right on time, or maybe I'm behind. I don't know. But what I do know is my priorities have shifted so much that, even in the past few years. Do what?
Imagine since we met.
Oh yeah. I mean, yeah, imagine that far back. Man, I mean, my whole life has changed. My whole outlook has changed.
It's crazy.
Yeah. I'm a completely different human being than I was 10 years ago. And I'm a completely different person and a completely different mindset than I was 1 year ago.
For the better, as myself, for the better.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think so, especially because I've made better decisions with my life that's paid off a lot better for my life. So, yeah, I mean, used to the goals were belonging. Then, like most young men, the goals is money. And then status, that kind of stuff. And let me tell you, man, who cares about it? Just go for the peace. That's where it's at.
You got to find your security and then your peace.
That's it. Security first, then peace. And anything else is just extra, and just enjoy it and be blessed. And every once in a while, try to bless somebody else, man. That's what I would say. Hey guys, thanks for sticking with us this far, and thanks for tuning in for another episode of the Hood Hop Show. We appreciate you. Hey, check out our social media, man. Check out Facebook. You guys been digging the memes. You know, BT keeps everything rolling, and you're gonna be getting TikTok up and going.
Yeah, I intend on posting more clips, possibly of our simulcast we're doing here right now on the video. But at the very least, some clips from our show, some episode clips from the past episodes, and maybe just funny stuff that I repost that I see along the way.
Yeah, okay, cool. Yeah, that'd be awesome. So keep an eye out for us on TikTok. Hey, and I'm calling them out right now. So like if you don't see anything on TikTok, start sending us messages and ask why, so that BT has to do it, because he's the guy. I'm just the pretty face. I'm just the sparkly little pretty face on this thing. You heard me? So anyway, guys, hey, thank you so much for sticking with us again. Check out the socials, like us, follow us, download this thing. We're giving this another push. We're gonna go hard, and we're gonna I don't know, we're gonna try to make it better, whatever we gotta do. We love you guys. Thank you. From Sonny, I'm Cher. We bid you good night.